I sat on the step as night descended on the city. Somehow it appeared almost normal, shrouded in darkness, yet the stench of inhumanity never ceased. I sat staring up at the night sky, counting the distant stars, as they watched down upon us at our hour of greatest need. Their eyes had seen man's ascension, and now witnessed man's downfall. Before today, I had hoped to have found hope, civilization, in this place, and yet now I knew this was not to be. All had descended into chaos. Man had become cavemen. He was an animal, an unnatural state, thinking only of his survival, cut off from his consciousness, his morality. As I contemplated the futility of mankind's twilight days, Eugene, a stranger from the city I had met earlier, came up to me and tried to console me. I took from his eyes he only knew too well what had been going on here. But as he tucked into a burger made of the meat of fallen men, I wondered as to how much he really knew. As the leader had said, he did not show everyone the slaughterhouse, and yet I wondered why he allowed me. Maybe it was a cruel jest on his part. Or maybe he felt I would accept what I had seen after nearly being killed by Harkin, whose screams I could no longer hear. Whether he was now among the dead I did not know. Maybe they had taken him away somewhere, and wanted to bring him back for another viewing sometime later. Eugene sat next to me on the step and asked me if I was all right. I refrained from answering. But I don't think he expected an answer. He spoke of his dislike for the city, the way people were. He said he felt alone almost amongst these people. I too agreed. In a short space of time I found myself someone I could talk to. Someone who was much like me, but better, for he told me how he had rescued people from a burning building despite putting his own life at risk. As he said so, I saw myself back at that hospital, when I had taken the easy route of blowing it up, rather than saving Valentine's victims. As he spoke, my ears no longer heard his words. I thought to myself, how in life I was a good man, I thought, as good as men could be, and yet I found someone to whom good could truly be used. As so was my self-reflection one of honesty, or did I impose upon myself an image that was not mine to own? I returned back to his conversation as he told me about how he survived the disaster. There was a kind of justice, he said. About what? I injected. I don't know. It's just, I saw big men, tall and strong, who had bullied those weaker than themselves, with their muscle or power, who did all sorts of illegal things against their fellow men or the state, thinking it meant nothing, and not seeing that their greed earned only them and deprived the honest. They walked about the earth haughtily. I saw them brace themselves against the coming wind, the clouds, which were beautiful in their hues, bright reds and silver shades, descending from the sky above at such velocity. These men roared with their arms stretched out, as if they would capture the winds within, and yet they were atomized. Big, strong men turned into ash. I asked Eugene why he stayed with these people, but he did not give me an answer to this question, which seemed odd. I thought about telling him of the meat produce, but I thought I'd leave it till the morning. After speaking with him, I felt a sense of loss like never before. I could easily let go and fall within myself with these people and just live as I used to by the rules, however inconsistent with the reason they appeared to be. I told Eugene I was going to pray, and he scoffed at me. He told me that why should I bother, as what kind of God would do this to us? I could not answer him, but I knew that mankind himself could not save what he had become, and so our only hope was the guidance of something greater than man. Eugene walked off, and I placed my hands in front of my face to block out any light left, and prayed to God to to save mankind. I prayed selflessly for myself that a cure could be found to save me from the death Hawking said would come to us all in time. The virus that I carried within my body, that was entwining within my DNA, causing these white flashes, and soon would kill me from within. I prayed that all could be cured. I prayed for those who had passed and those that had survived, that someone could be saved from this folly and be given a chance once more. It seemed so impossible what I asked, for I knew from what Harkin had said that all that breathed in the radiation would end up dead, some immediately, some in time. I knew that over a small amount of time I was getting more tired easily and felt less well. I had seen the signs myself of my degeneration. I knew not how much time left there was for me. I looked at my watch, and for the first time for a long time I checked the date, the 7th of October. I did not know why I felt the need to know which day it was, as days didn't seem to matter anymore. But it was something that was done when we thought our time was never to end. I wondered about the city in the dark, as every time I closed my eyes I would see Jenny, or the Overgates, or my parents, in the dark silence broken occasionally by a crackle from a fire, of which there were a few lit here and there to bring light from the darkness that had descended. It felt distant, with the buildings gone, the landscape had returned, the eye could see as far as it could, flat earth, and in the dark one could see the bodies that lay on it. Eventually I settled down and fell to sleep. I woke in the morning. At first the light of the sun made me blind as I opened my eyes, and for the briefest of seconds I imagined that I had dreamed all that had gone before, that I was back on the pavement about to start another mundane day. But when my eyes adjusted, the horrors soon came back, along with that familiar smell like rotting fruit. How now I wished for one of those seamlessly endless, mundane days. I stood up, and in the distance I saw a crowd of people in a circle and someone inside. There was quite a bit of noise to go with it as well. As I walked slowly towards the circle, I captured the most amazing, depressing sight. It was a man holding a camera, the other a boom microphone. They were filming the people. As I got closer, I heard the questions they were being asked. It was about how they had survived the disaster. The man with the microphone kept whispering to the cameraman after each interview was finished. One of the ladies was an old Japanese woman who talked of how this was like another Hiroshima.